injured here. 3v3 faction war, Angel Gate Space Marines versus Tyranids. Blue team, Floid plays a force commander, offensive melee, quite versatile, can tank, disrupt and even support a little bit alongside. Talrion plays a Techmarine, puts out some nice range damage, good utility, can repair and put up some structures as well. Wildbold rounds out blue team as an Apothecary. This is Ultramarines DLC. Support commander, fights melee by default, has a target heal and a passive health regeneration. Are we two very sneaky Lictor alphas taking out scout models with flesh hooks and going in to finish them off? And Wildbold loses his scouts. Yes, a sync kill on the end then. Some very cool Lictor alpha play. Wildbold caught by surprise. These are Boris and Sneakus Peekus as Lictor alphas. Melee commanders can infiltrate, really good at picking off targets quickly, as you can see there, and harassing early on. Rounding out red team, we have Sam as a big stompy Hive Tyrant, durable commander, fights melee to start off, good offense and support, walks through cover and cannot be suppressed. So what can you do then versus Tyranids as Space Marines? Such a difficult matchup for them generally. Only gets harder when you times everything by 3 in a 3v3 like this. Apothecary of Wildbold using the heal on himself. I'm not sure really. I think Tactical Marines might be the problem. They're slow, they're expensive, easily tied up by Hormagaunts in tier 1 and absolutely owned by Zone Thropes in tier 2. Apart from the general durability they give you in first engagements, what are they really bringing versus Tyranids? They can get a flamer, but that takes them up over 500 rec and 25 power. I'm not sure they're really cost effective versus Tyranids. I would try it. I mean, it takes a lot of microbots, sniper scouts with devastators and assault marines. Try to take out synapse creatures as soon as you can. Much easier said than done. Tactical Marines are nice because they don't require a lot of micro. Just plant them in cover and hit retreat when they are just about to lose a model is pretty much all you need to do. But other than that, I'm not sure how effective they are versus Tyranids. We have Talrion going for double Tactical Marines here. We'll see how he gets on. Wildbold replacing the scouts he lost, most likely going for Assault Marines. Hive Tyrant already sweeping across and hitting the Space Marines power, and Hormagaunts going over to this far power as well. Lots and lots of pressure on the Space Marines early on, as you'd expect pretty much. We do have Devastators for Floid. Floid of course known for playing the Hive Tyrant, this time trying out some Space Marines. Warrior Brood already on the field for Boris, but they are forced off. Tactical Marines leveling up. Techmarine should be getting the Mastercrafted Bolter, I think perhaps the Consecrated Bolter, but it's always difficult to outrange Tyranids. On a tabletop, of course, they're known for being a combat faction with some vicious close combat. In Dawn of War 2, they are pretty nuts from range. Apothecary trying to take out Hormagaunt Brood, in retreat, and did take out one. He has the Sanguine Chainsword and Purification Rites. This is quite an offensive Apothecary then. Flesh hooks, takes out a scout. These guys have shotguns. I think it's just too dangerous against double Lictor alphas to run around with shotguns, and as you can see, Talrion losing his scouts, Wildbold also losing his scouts. 365, 493. Huge pressure from Tyranids whenever they get out of their base. Ow ow, says Wildbold. Floyd setting up his Devastators. Raveners will close for melee though. These are Sam's Ravener Brood. Both the Lictor alphas going for Warrior Brood instead. 353, 493, a 2-to-1 cap for the red team. Devastators take the fielding, and there are no strong garrison counters on the field right now. Both the warriors still in their melee state. They are a heavy infantry unit. They emit a basic synapse, which is good for the Lictor alphas because they do not. Devastators there for Floyd, kicking some serious ass from that bunker, taking out Termagant models. Here comes the Hive Tyrant and he's just going to whack them from outside. His Devastator's in a bit of trouble now. Here comes the Lictor Alpha. He can flesh rip into buildings, as you see there. Takes out another model, and they're going to try and retreat. Can they manage it? There's the attempt, and they should get away with one model, I think. Raveners will try and burrow and finish them off, but just can't get the hit in. They were actually suppressed by these shotgun scouts, I think, just as they burrowed. These guys also have their Sergeant Barb Strangle Warriors now for Boris. Really nice AoE suppression weapon, instant suppression over a large area, and some decent damage as well. Assault Marines on the field for Wildbold. Durable jump squad that disrupts. Pretty important unit, I think, versus Tyranids. You want to get in amongst things like warriors as soon as you can, and here we see them tied up and try and get some model losses. Sanguine Chainsword for the Apothecary makes him so much more tougher. You can be so much more aggressive with him. Not the most melee DPS, let's be honest, but what it gives you in durability much makes up for it. Techmarine still without a weapon. Might see a plasma gun from him in tier 2. Assault Marines get a heal, making sure they don't lose a model, and Space Marines kicking some serious termagant arse in retreat. Can he finish off this squad? 3 hit points, 1 hit point, a stray bolter shell maybe. Boom, takes it down. That's a lucky squad wipe. 276, 493, a 2-to-1 cap for red. I.e. the Tyranids, who Sneakus Peekus already tier 2 is now getting a Venom Brood. Boris, quarter of the way there. Sam, 3/4 of the way there. Talrion not far behind though, and in fact already has a Librarian on the field. Forcing off the warriors. Can't get a model loss though. They haven't taken down enough units, I think, to really put a dent into Tyranid economy in tier 1. Lictor Alpha gets away. Assault Marines forced to retreat. This Apothecary running right. He's already level 2, this guy. 251, 493 meanwhile on top. Brute Nest supporting all this stuff. Such a great global for the Hive Tyrant. I pretty much say it every game, but it's so true. Force Commander now has his Iron Halo. Devastator shooting at that Brood Nest from very far away. Not doing a whole lot of damage, but here comes some Tactical Marines and down it goes quick time. 238, 493. Floyd might want to bring that Devastator a bit closer. Talrion doing a decent job with these double attacks. Maybe he's proving me wrong, making me seem a fool. We don't see any zone threats on the field, so they are going to have a much better time in this tier 2. Hive Tyrant now has his devastating crushing claw. Look at the DPS. Heavy melee that is as well. Bonded exoskeleton. That was a nice grenade on those termagants from that scouts. Backing up to the Devastator, and a Hive Tyrant getting very close to going down. Does get away though. The passive leaps of those warriors saving him perhaps. These guys have their adrenal glands, makes them into an all-round better melee unit. Also gives them melee synapse, which makes those Hormagaunts a lot more annoying to deal with, since it gives such a huge health buff. As you can see, a 75% health buff to non-synapse melee creatures. That only counts for Raveners if they don't have their Devourer, by the way. 236, 265, Lictor Alpha chasing scouts here who back up into the Devastator and force him off. Space Marines getting their power hit again. Wildbold gets a Plasma Devastator on the field artillery unit that sets up. Bad news for ranged Tyranid blobs, but looks like we have some vicious melee on the field for Boris. He has Gene Stealers under melee synapse. These guys are crazy. 236, 449. Assault Marines have their Sergeant for Wildbold. Does he have an armor yet? No. Warriors caught in retreat. I don't think they've killed a single warrior model. I haven't seen one go down. Brood Nest here. Thunderhammer for Floyd. Bad news for Tyranids if he can get into melee. Doesn't have his teleporter, which I would pretty much always get versus Tyranids. Maybe he'll rely on Librarian support for mobility. Boris checking out the bottom, doesn't want to get in range of that plasma cannon, that's for sure. And Space Marines, look at this. Starting to sweep across the map here. Need to be careful. Techmarine taking tons of damage. He has the consecrated bolter. Good synergy with double tactical marines, of course, but he's forced off here. Force commander in amongst these Tyranids might have bitten off more than he can chew. Does have assault marine support and a librarian and an apothecary. Need to go after synapse creatures, I think. Instead, tying up the smaller Tyranid creatures at the moment. There's a smite, nicely done. Librarian then retreats because there's an angry Hive Tyrant behind him. That's why. Bonded exoskeleton invulnerability wears off. Force commander trying to retreat. Hive Tyrant can't quite finish him off. Can he finish off the apothecary? Should be able to. One more hit. There we go. Apothecary almost level 3. 236, 396. Very nicely placed. Plasma Devastator by Floid here, covering all the way up to this northeast corner here. Dreadnought on the field for Talrion. He does like using these things. Gives this one an assault cannon. A nicely timed assault barrage can be devastating versus Tyranids. They seem to be massing here under a brood nest for support. And it's a 2-ton cap for the Space Marines. Apothecary is down. Other than that, they are doing pretty good here. Librarian now on the way for Floid. Will be able to support this Force Commander with Tome of Time. He does has Artificer, so he's going to be very, very tough. 1061 hit points at level 2 with a shield. Lictor Alpha running away. Can they take him out? Another burst from the Dreadnought perhaps. And down he goes. That's Boris's Lictor Alpha level 2. Sneakus Peekus level 3 doesn't have any war gear. Tyranids have snuck to the northeast. Space Marines caught napping, taking out Raveners though. Almost finishing that squad off. These are double Raveners from Sam. And that squad just about getting away. 7 hit points on that Ravener. Hive Tyrant in amongst a whole lot of trouble. Boris instantly retreats from that assault barrage. Now the Hive Tyrant in a lot of trouble. Can he get away? Does get away. Retreats in time. 235, 353. Tyranids sweeping across the top here, capping stuff. Space Marines a bit static here in the center of the map. Apothecary is revived by the Force Commander, gets him to level 3. I think leveling their commanders is going to be pretty important for the Space Marines. Just makes them a lot more durable, especially this Force Commander getting in amongst things with this Thunderhammer. Splash damage, power melee weapon, such a dangerous thing versus pretty much any infantry that you can get into contact with. Brood Nest is here still. And there goes Assault Marines jumping those double termagants. Handsome Wildbold pretty much kicking things off here with that jump. In goes the Apothecary. There's a heal on the Assault Marines. And Talrion now coming in to support. Here comes the Dreadnought. And they can take down this Brood Nest and perhaps harass this power here. 217, 342. Assault Barrage on those retreating Tyranids. And Space Marines have their 2-to-1, 217, 337. Sneakus Peekus though has a Carnifex on the field. Tier 3 monstrous creature for Tyranids. Starts off in melee, can get an upgrade to change that. Or just make it even scarier in melee. And Tyranids getting their power hit hard here. Will most likely lose all of it, will they? Talrion going tier 3. More scouts on the way for Wildbold. Zone Throat on the field for Boris. And generators taken out. Here comes the Carnifex. Gonna see some missile launchers popping up, I would think, from those tactical marines now. Here comes the Hive Tyrant backing it up, and a whole bunch of Tyranids. Look at this counter-offensive. This Dreadnought needs to be very, very careful now. Talrion, I think, should just get it out of there. He is turning for a barrage. Doesn't really want to fight a Hive Tyrant and a Carnifex though. And I think this Dreadnought is going down. It's getting snared by Zone Throats and everything. Should have moved it off immediately. It's perhaps getting away though. It's getting repaired by scouts now. But now has stopped, and the Hive Tyrant is still going after it. I think Carnifex snared by this las cannon that we see. And now Warrior Brood members going after the Dreadnought, and down it goes. I think the Hive Tyrant got the last hit, and Spore Mines and Zone Throat take out that Plasma Cannon. Huge offensive by the Tyranids. Nasty range block there, double Zone Throats for Boris. And I think these Space Marines need to run the hell away. 194322. And they are in full retreat. Gene Stealer's catching them as they run away. And Spore Mines in retreat path. Can he get another detonation? No. 194322. Terminators. Floid lost a lot of stuff. Talrion also took a lot of losses. Wildbold has Terminators on the field. Already have a Heavy Flamer on the way. Storm Bolters and Power Fist kicking some serious ass, letting off an AoE damage buff whenever they kill anything. I think it also gives suppression resistance and stuff, that AoE buff as well. Here comes the Carnifex from Sneakus. Peekus has Thornback. Power Fist though, doing some decent damage. This guy needs to back off, I think. These Terminators supported by the Apothecary, but look at these Tyranids munching on generators while the Carnifex distracts them. But can it get away? Taking Lasgunner hits and rocket launcher hits. This is a dead Carnifex. Both players losing big line break units by not pulling them back early enough. Pomegants have taken the northeast. 193318 was a good spell from the Space Marines, but they lost a lot of units in that big engagement there. Well, Floyd did in a way. Talrion now has some Terminators of his own though. 2 Terminator squads on the field. They've got a chance here. Brood in cover there, taking shots. Really want to be shooting at the Terminators. They can't really hit any of the other infantry. Terminators are classed as a large unit. Tactical Marines losing 2 models, so dangerous Zone Throats there. That's what I mean about Tactical Marines getting completely owned by Zone Throats. 174318. Double Termagants. Are they going to cripple the Force Commander? No, he teleports in. Has replaced his Iron Halo with a teleporter. Can now re-equip the Iron Halo and try and stay alive, but I think he's going to go down. Termagants trying to force melee on him. And look at that, Cleansing Flames absolutely owning a bunch of Termagants. Wow, that's the ability that the Heavy Flamer gives you. Also wipes out generators pretty handily. Talrion retreating his Marines with 17 hit points. No way they were going to get away. Hive Tyrant eats him for lunch. There's another Cleansing Flames, and Terminators use their teleport to get away. We have Heavy Flamer for both of the Terminator squads. 147318. Such a strong weapon. Angels of Death used by Wildbold to make sure his Marines get away safely. And it just about manages to do it. I think it lasts 9 seconds, that global. 147318. Apothecary now level 4. Terminators in trouble here. Have they used their teleport? I think they have. You saw a heal go off on them. He now needs to wait for that heal to recharge if he can stay alive that long. And there was the teleport, but he's teleported right into a Lictor Alpha here. Level 4 Lictor Alpha doesn't have any war gear though. Can these shotguns save the Terminators? Doesn't go off. Thought they were going to shotgun blast the Lictor Alpha there, didn't need to. Apothecary does go down. 147318. We have a Carnifex on the field for Sam. Barb Strangler, sorry. And this is some seriously huge Barb Strangler. Crazy damage to all targets if it hits them. Designed to shut down huge groups of infantry though. Termagants owned by a smite there and get taken down. Blue team now have 3 Terminator squads on the field. Floyd going for Assault Terminators unique to the Force Commander. Stunt Hammers and Storm Shields to start off. Is he going to give them their Lightning Claws and really rip the crap out of some Tyranids? Swarmlord on the way for Sneakus Peekus. Zone Throats taken out by Wildbold. And we have some Lictors on the field for Boris. Really nice tier 3 unit if you can micro them well. Hive Tyrant leading the charge again. Here come double Raveners and that Carnifex coming back into play. There's the big huge Barb Strangler going in. Look at the damage. tactical marines now holding the lines. He's done quite well with these attacks, reasonably slow. There's a Tyrant formation in amongst everything. Boom. Space Marines trying to tough it out. Terminators as well. This Space Marine squad is sitting right on the tower, and there we go. And there's another Tyrant formation. Talrion taking the hint and getting the hell out of there. These Terminators teleporting right into trouble. There are some assault Terminators though. 95-318, a double cap for Tyranids, just overwhelming the Marines here, even with Terminators, triple Terminators even. Gene Stealers with their rending claws. These guys are level 2 and they are scary, running right through that Crimson Flame, and they retreat. Can the Warrior Brood get away? They can. 65-318, I think he needed to get lightning claws on these guys to really scare the Tyranids. Swarm Lord for Sneakus, Peekus super unit for Tyranids, really nasty in melee. That was Blade Storm, which was wasted, I think. Trying to take out the Force Commander. Also emits a a speed buff and reinforcement synapse, not a health buff. Does have vehicle armor as well, so power weapons like that Thunderhammer aren't going to do a lot. Mark target on that Lictor Alpha, or is that just a Lictor? It is a Lictor Alpha. This is Boris, has Feeder Tendrils and Menacing Visage, and we do see Lightning Claws on these Assault Terminators now. Huge engagement here. Can the Apothecary get away? Space Marines decapping the Tyranids natural and almost capping it there. 45-318. They need to send something up to the northeast to cap it. There's nothing there. Land Raider Redeemer on the way for Wildbold. 45-318. Here comes that big scary Carnifex buff Strangler. Ouch. Got a big shot on these Devastators. Swarmlord chasing them with double Ravener Broods. What level are these Raveners now? Still level 2 and level 1. Double tax for Talrion with missile launchers. We need to deal with this Swarmlord. There is a Tyrant formation. It will take down that building. Boom. Completely wiping the plasma cannons that were in it, even though they tried to get out. 39-315. Space Marines have a 2-1. Can they hang on here for the Emperor and all that stuff? Triple Terminator is still alive, and that is important. And they now have Land Raider support. Ultramarines bringing out the big guns. Red team though retaking northeast. Tyranids will have a 2-1. Carnifex taking lots and lots of missile hits. 39-307. Techmarine supporting these attacks with Brothers in Arms, is it called? Yes. Done really nicely, I think. Also has Signum armor and Orbs of the Omniscire. Is he going to chuck it on the Swarmlord here? Assault Marines just about getting away. Here is the Land Raider. This is a big push from the Space Marines. Can they pull this off? Can they cap? Perhaps use the Terminators to cap that VP. Land Raider basically a mobile base for Space Marines. Health regen, also a retreat and reinforcement point. Terminators with their lightning claws don't really want to fight a Carnifex. They are beastly power melee weapons, but not heavy melee weapons. And they're taking a lot of damage here. Floyd might lose his Terminators. Teleport must be on cooldown, so expensive to reinforce. And he's going to lose the squad, and does lose the squad to get a sinkhole from the Carnifex. This was Sneakus, Peekus's, yes. And this is a Venom Cannon Carnifex. Red team now assaulting that Land Raider. Meanwhile, Space Marines abandoning the Land Raider. What is this? They need to support this thing. Here come Assault Marines. Taking out the Hormigons, are they? Almost. Jumping in here. Land Raiders lost a lot of health. 37-300 Space Marines have a 2-1. Floyd's lost a lot of stuff. Can they hold on here? I don't think so. Land Raider goes down, and more Terminators. This one Wildbold? It is. Cooldown is up on his Terminators. Gets another squad. This Swarmlord still stomping around for Sneakus Peekus. Blue team unable to deal with it, even with marked target. and all those missile launchers. The Carnifex goes down though, and they are defending this VP to the last. 37-288. They have had their natural decaps though. Very sneaky. Lictor gets a smack from a Thunderhammer. Zone Throat's getting shots in. What level are these guys? There's a level 2 Zone Throat and level 1 Zone Throat for Sam. Here we see some Spore Mines on this garrison. Forces them to retreat. That's the global ability of the Lictor Alpha. And red team retaking a natural, and this will probably be it. A valiant effort from the Space Marines at the end of the game. Assault in red's natural, but red will retake the natural, and I think this will be the game. Zone Throat getting way too close to that Force Commander. 37-288. Venom Cannon. Carnifex can also shoot out some Bioplasma. I haven't seen it so far. There is the 2-to-1 for red. Hive Tyrant in combat with a very brave Apothecary. Uses his own heal on himself. Doesn't knock back the bulky Hive Tyrant, of course. And the Apothecary is going to get taken out here. Boom. Hive Tyrant level 5. Level 5 and level 3 Lictor Alphas. This guy's down. Force Commander level 6. Another Land Raider hits the field from Floid. He had a lot of resources there. He was waiting for his Terminators to get off cooldown, but ran out of time, of course. 14-288. Terminators capping the top VP. These are Talrions, and they have a Cyclone missile launcher. Tyranids though decapping Space Marines natural. Can those Terminators get them a 1-to-1? No, they can't. They're under assault now by a bunch of Chain Stealers under melee synapse. There is the single cap, and Tyranids take it. Terminators were just about to cap this, but I don't think it would have made a difference. Some really crazy engagement. Space Marines made such a good push in tier 2, but that was, I think, only because the Tyranids were going tier 3. Lots of Terminators on the field, but they could not pull it out for the Space Marines. Perhaps if they supported that Land Raider a bit more, they could have held on to that VP. Thanks to all the players who took part. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.